Okay, today I want to talk a little bit about the psoas muscle. Actually, a group of muscles called the Iliopsoas Complex. So when you look at this mare, this is a performance mare. She's a thoroughbred, and she has got some issues that have been is very common in the horse world. You'll see a little bit of a rise of the lumbar spine and the dip right in front of the croup. And for me as a body worker, this tells me that this mare's got some back pain and that she's not able to step up underneath quite as well. A lot of people think of this as, oh, this is a hunter's bump. That's actually not correct. What this is atrophy over the lumbar spine. So what causes that? And one of the most common causes of this problem is issues in the Iliopsoas complex. So when you run your hands down the spine, about this area is where the rib cage ends and the lumbar spine begins. What's important about this area is a couple things. The muscles of the Iliopsoas complex, the biggest one, which is called the psoas major, actually starts in this region and goes all the way down here to the long leg bone called the femur. There's another one called the psoas minor, which runs from about the same area to the pelvis. And then the third part of the Iliopsoas complex, the iliacus, runs from the pelvis down to the femur. The net result is a group of three very closely related muscles that are all joining basically the back of the rib cage, the lumbar spine, the underside of the pelvis to basically below the hip joint. What these do is this function. Just in humans, it pulls basically the leg closer to the barrel. It does a lot of hip flexion. So why is this a problem? In horses in particular, one of the problems is that we actually sit right where the psoas starts. And so we're putting an abnormal pressure on a part of the body that's hugely important for biomechanics. The other problem with the psoas is it's really, really hard to reach. It doesn't sit on top of the surface. Actually, all three of those muscles are really deep into the body and are underneath basically the rib cage and like literally lay underneath the spine. So trying to get to these can be very difficult for anyone, whether it's a veterinarian or a body worker, or even an owner trying to do some stretches. So we do have a couple stretches that we do to help address tightness in the psoas. Now you might ask, what would tightness in the psoas look like? The hallmark of psoas tightness for a body worker is when they short stride on one of their hind limbs. The other thing is back pain that basically is not corrected by either injections or changing a saddle or changing the rider program, something that's basically just difficult back pain that's chronic. And often when you start seeing lumps and bumps like this and later on the hunter's bump, this is not necessarily an indication of a problem in the spine. It's an indication of a muscular biomechanical issue that has become chronic and is causing structural changes in the horse. There are three stretches that we here at Equilibrium Institute recommend for helping to release a tight back and specifically tight iliopsoas complex muscles. And they are the take a bow stretch, the goose release, and the pelvic lever stretch.
Find these videos and many more helpful stretching exercises at Equilibrium Institute's YouTube channel.